Myself Gyani, and today I'm going to share something interesting in front of you all. That's all about Navratnas of Akbar's court. So let's start. First, let us talk about the great Mughal emperor. Abul Shah Jalal-ud-Din Muhammad Akbar, popularly known as Akbar the Great and also as Akbar I, was the third Mughal emperor who reigned from 1556 to 1605. Akbar succeeded his father Humayun under a regent, Bayram Khan, who helped the young emperor expand and consolidate Mughal domains in India. Now comes the Navratnas. Let's see. The 9 gens or Navratnas Navratan refers to 9 members on the court of the Mughal Emperor Akbar. Emperor Akbar had an affinity for the arts and academia, which influenced his choices for the royal court. The gens were made up of artists, musicians, writers, finance ministers, warriors, and poets. Okay, so this was one assembly of Akbar in his court. This was the arrangement, how they sat and they discussed everything. These are the Navratnas and the Akbar. So first comes Raja Birbal. This is Birbal. Let's talk about him. Who was Birbal? Okay. Raja Birbal was the foreign minister in Akbar's court. He was born in 1528 to a Hindu Brahmin family with experience in poetry and literature. Birbal grew up and became famous by writing music and poetry. Before serving on Akbar's court, he was in the court of King Ramchand. Akbar appointed him sometime between 1556 and 1562 as the poet laureate. He went on to serve Akbar as a religious and military advisor for around 30 years. He and Akbar became very close, a fact that caused rivalry among Birbal and his fellow courtiers. Birbal became the only Hindu to convert to Din One Ilah, the religion created by Akbar. In 1586, Birbal led a military campaign in northwest of India, where he was fatally wounded. Folk tales emerged about Birbal toward the end of Akbar's reign. In these tales, Birbal was portrayed as clever, outsmarting other court members and the emperor itself. He has been immortalized in books, plays, and movies during 20th century. Now is Mia Tansen. This is Mia Tansen, and let's talk about him. Who's Tansen? Okay. Tansen was the Minister of Culture for the Mughal Empire and a renowned singer. He was noticed by Emperor Akbar because of his service in the court of Ramchand, Hindu king of Gwalior. Emperor Akbar requested his presence in 1562 and King Chand sent Tansen with additional gifts. Tansen was 60 years old. He was given the title Mia, means learned man. Tansen is remembered for his contributions to Hindustani North Indian classical music. His compositions have led to the founding of several regional music schools in North India known as Gharana. Additionally, he wrote 2 books about classical music. One is Sangeeta Sara and Sri Ganesh Stotra. Next is Abul Fazl. This is Abdul Fazil. Let's talk about him. I don't know him. So let's see who's that. Abdul Fazil was the Prime Minister known as the Grand Vizier of Akbar's court. He was born in 1551, the brother of Faiz. He began learning Arabic and Islamic teachings at early age. Akbar appointed him to the court in 1575, and Abul Fazl had a significant influence on Akbar's religious beliefs. Under Mubarak's guidance, Akbar became more ideologically liberal. He is remembered for his book The Akbarnama, an account of the reign of Emperor Akbar. Now is Faizi. This is Faizi. Okay, let's talk about him. Read about him. Yes, I read about him. Faizi was the Minister of Education and a mentor to the sons of Emperor Akbar. He was also the brother of another member of Akbar's court, Abul Fazl. We read about him. Faizi was born in Agra in 1547 and educated by his father, a scholar of Islamic theology and Greek literature and philosophy. He went on to become a renowned poet and scholar too. Akbar recruited him in 1556 to teach the royal sons. He later became the Sadrak, that is religious official for the states of Agra, Kalinjar and Kalpi, and in 1558 he became the court's poet laureate. Faizi is remembered for his works of poetry, numbering in the hundreds. One of his most well-known books is Tasbir al-Sub, a collection of poems. Okay? Next is Raja Todarmal. This is the pic of Raja Todarmal. Let's talk about him. Looks interesting. Yes, he looks interesting. Raja Todarmal was the finance minister of Akbar's court. When he was very young, he lost his father, which left him little means of survival. He began his career as a writer while still young. Later in life, Sher Shah Suri gave him the responsibility of building a fort in Punjab. Emperor Akbar overthrew Suri and placed Raja Todarmal in charge of Agra. He went on to become the governor of Gujarat. Todarmal is remembered for improving the financial system of the Mughal Empire. He did this by implementing a land surveying system, standard weights and measurements, and revenue districts. His systems are still in use today. Next comes Raja Man Singh. This is the pic of Raja Man Singh. Okay, so let's talk about him. Raja Man Singh was the chief of staff of the Mughal army. He was born in December of 1550, 8 years younger than Emperor Akbar. Akbar was married to Singh's aunt, which some people believe is one of the reasons he was chosen for the court. By 1589, Singh was in charge of 5,000 soldiers. This responsibility was increased to 7,000 soldiers in 1605 and highest rank anybody could achieve except for of the emperor. Interestingly, Emperor Akbar referred to Raja Man Singh as son. He led the Mughal army against the Rana Pratap in the Battle of Haldi Ghati of 1576. Singh went on to become the governor of states of Jharkhand, Bengal, Odisha and Bihar in 1594. He served for 3 terms, during which he commissioned the construction of a palace, a mosque and a fort. Perhaps his most famous architectural achievement is the Krishna Temple, which stands at 7 floors high in Vrindavan, Uttar Pradesh. Today this temple stands at 4 stories. Abdul Raheem Khan. Let's talk about him. Abdul Raheem Khan was the defense minister of Akbar's court. He was born in 1556 to Bahram Khan, a guardian and a mentor to Akbar. His father later killed and Akbar brought both Abdul and his mother to the royal court and arranged his marriage to the daughter of a member of Mughal nobility. After this, the second wife of Abdul's father married Akbar, making Abdul his stepson. When Akbar's son Jahangir took the throne, Akbar also served in his court. Abdul Raheem is remembered for several accomplishments, including 2 books on astrology, a translation of Babur's memoirs, and numerous dohas. Dohas are a genre of poetry. His tomb is located in New Delhi. He originally had built for his wife. Okay. This is Fakir Aziuddin. This was Fakir Aziuddin. Okay, let's talk about him. Fakir Aziuddin was the religious minister for Akbar's court. He provided religious advice to the emperor on a wide range of topics. In fact, Fakir means sage in Urdu. Okay. Now comes Mirza Aziz Khoka. Okay. Yeah, he's awesome. Let's read about him. Why is he awesome? Mirza Aziz Khoka, also known as Kotal Tash, foster brother of Akbar, who remained one of the leading nobles at the courts of Mughal emperors Akbar and Jahangir. He also remained Subadar, governor of Suba. It's a province of Gujarat. He was also father-in-law of the Prince Murad and Prince Khusrau. During the rule of Jahangir, he lost much of his positions, as he, along with Raja Man Singh, supported the rebellion of Khusrau Mirza, the eldest son of Jahangir. Though Jahangir never found any directed evidence against Man Singh and Aziz Khoka to get them executed, he, however, took away much of their powers and chided them in Jahangirnama. Later in life, Aziz Khoka regained his position, but his clan could never regain the royal patronage as enjoyed during his father's lifetime. He built his tomb, Choshat Khamba, literally 64 pillars, during 1623 to 24 near the Nizamuddin Jirkha Shrine complex in Delhi. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Like, share and subscribe my channel. Bye.